What's happening, everybody? So the word on the street is a couple of y'all are looking for some ways to make some back gains. So if that's the case, then I think you clicked on the right video. Because I'm going to take you guys through what I like to do for a nice little back routine of mine. Something I do pretty much every week, unless I'm getting ready for a meet. That's like a whole other thing. I'm not going to get into that right now. But I'm going to break it down. I'm going to make it pretty simple. And these are things that I feel like can be done at pretty much any gym you go to. So here we go. Let's move on to the first exercise. All right, so here we are at station 1. So whenever you're doing a workout of any kind, whatever muscles it is that you're trying to target or hit that day, you're always going to want to start with like the more compound movements, or the ones that are going to kind of activate the most muscles and most muscle fibers, muscle recruitment, all that good stuff. That's what we're trying to do with the first part of our workout. So what better way to do that than bent over rows, which is what I'm going to do here. Bent over rows with some bands. Now I said these could be done at like pretty much any gym. If you have a band, this can be done anywhere. Like how I have it set up under the plate. It's going to kind of trap that band underneath there, make it nice and flat, so I have a nice flat surface to stand on. And I'm just going to do the rows like that. Now you made me see me do deadlifts this way before, but you can do the same thing with bent over rows, and it's great. This is a great freaking exercise, and I'm excited to do it. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, this totally doesn't have to be done with bands. I'm just wanting to keep the weight on the bar a little bit lighter this week since I'm doing some heavier deadlifts here in a couple days. And I just like the way the bands feel on this. Like, they feel really great. Makes the movement quite a bit different. So here we go. Okay, so done with the first exercise. 4 sets of 10 there on the banded bent over rows. And again, they don't have to be with a band. You know, like I said, just a little less bar weight, but the band tension kind of makes up for it. And the thing I like about it is it really helps me squeeze my lats more at the top, because I kind of have to, because this is a really heavy band. I mean, this is adding, I believe, close to 170 pounds at the top. At least I know it does when I deadlift, so the range of motion on the row should be a little bit more. But yeah, try to pull this into you slow and not squeeze your lats. You're gonna shoot right back down to the floor. Okay, so moving on to the next one now. All right, so here we are at the next exercise. Again, you should have access to one of these probably anywhere you go. And I feel like I don't really need much explanation here as to why I'm doing this one, but pull-ups. I mean, just because pull-ups, back. Here we go. Oh wait, hold on. What am I doing? Ugh. There you go. That's better. You really can't do pull-ups like with your shirt on, so. All right, so yeah, pull-ups. So pretty much what I did there, I just did 3 AMRAP sets. So with about a little over a minute's rest between each set. So I got through them really quick. So usually the way I do pull-ups is like, I'll do them like that. I'll do 3 sets, as many as I can, with like pretty short rest periods in between each set. That way I kind of just get through it pretty quick, get a good burn. Or what I could do instead is like add some weight, and that way I'll end up doing, you know, less reps. But that's just not really what I was doing today. But they can kind of be done either way. Like, just pull-ups are just a good thing to do in your back workout, no matter how you do them. But usually with weight or without weight, this is an exercise I'm usually pushing to failure. So, you know, I'm reaching failure on almost every set of pull-ups that I do. Reaching failure, or at least getting close to it. All right, so moving on to the third exercise here. Okay, so the third exercise I'm doing here is going to be some shrugs with dumbbells. So I either do these with barbells or I'll do them with dumbbells. Okay, so when I'm doing with the barbell, I'm doing them more for strength and power for like the lockout of my deadlift. It's actually one of the things I like to do to help strengthen my deadlift, is just build my traps by doing like standing heavy barbell shrugs. Now if I'm just wanting to get a little bit of hypertrophy and kind of keep the weights down a little bit and increase the reps, I like to sit down and then use dumbbells to do shrugs with. Because if you're standing, it's a lot easier to kind of get like more momentum going, and that's better to do for like, you know, heavier weights, or if you're doing it like I do to get stronger at my deadlift. That's what I like to do. But if I'm just trying to like build my traps and isolate them a little bit more, then I like to do them with the dumbbells like this. So I think I'm gonna get probably like it's a couple sets of 15 reps here is what I'm planning on doing. So here we go. Yeah, so next time I do one of these workout vlogs, I think I'm just gonna like either say everything before the video starts or say everything afterwards, because like doing it between sets or whatever, trying to like talk and explain what I'm doing, I'm getting kind of out of breath and I feel like I sound bad, but we'll fix that in the future. We'll see. All right, so now on to the next one. I'm just gonna do some seated cable rows. Now the attachment I'm using on this one is kind of like a wider handle or wider grip, neutral handle style. So that means they're like this. They're not straight, so they're vertical. It doesn't really matter what attachment you use on this, I don't think. I would say just use like a different one every week. That's kind of what I like to do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really kind of doing the same thing. Maybe one's just a little different than the other. So I'll just use like a different handle every week. Maybe one week I'll use like a narrow handle, like this triangle I have wherever the hell it is, or I'll do like the wider one. Doesn't really matter much, but here we go. Just gonna knock out some reps on this one. Okay, so moving on to the last one here. Yeah, so since I did wide grip on the pull-ups and then on this handle, and then, I mean, the rows were kind of like somewhere in between. Well, I'm going to use the triangle attachment on this one, so it's just a little bit of a closer grip. Now I'm just going to do just lat pull-downs with a closer grip on this one. I just have some weight loaded up on here, and I'm just going to hit some burnout sets here, really just trying to get like a pump right now and stuff like that. So this will be the last exercise I do for back today. Alright guys, so that's it. That's like a very simple back workout that you can pretty much do anywhere, because I'm pretty sure any gym you go to is going to have a lat pull-down machine, some kind of seated cable machine, a barbell, and a pull-up bar, and dumbbells. Like I'm saying, you should be able to do this pretty much anywhere. And if you look at how my workout was laid out, all I did was I did one movement for traps. You can do two if you'd like. If you feel like you didn't get it done with the first one, you can do two. I just did one today just because I was just trying to get like a little bit of extra blood flow, and I'm deadlifting heavy in a couple days. Anyway, two horizontal movements and two vertical movements. So all of which were a pretty fair amount of reps. I got through this workout in less than an hour. probably 45, 50 minutes is about how long it took me to do these 5 exercises. And really, like, it should be pretty easy for you to fit these kinds of movements into your routine at least once a week. So, I mean, this is the day that I just come in and do back, and that's all I do. And of course, I do change up the rep schemes and the exercises a little bit every week, but they follow the same principles as, like, kind of what I did today. You know, 1 or 2 movements for the traps, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical movements. So that's pretty much it. I'm not really going to get into how you should like progress week to week. That's not really for this video. I'm just kind of showing you guys how to lay out a simple and effective back routine. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.